Alright, hello and welcome everyone to the Ohio Valley Sim Sports 358 Modified Mayhem Tour. Tonight brings us to the dirt-covered Lanier National Speedway, where we're going to see about 11 or 12 of maybe even a couple more here looking at the entry list. Looks like we got a couple of drivers on the field out there seeing just what they can do tonight on this dirt-covered asphalt track. But tonight we're trying something a little bit different. We got ourselves in-race reporter, I'm going to call him, the driver of the number 41 car, Aaron Murphy. Aaron, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Well, thanks for joining me on tonight's broadcast from the car. Give a little bit of a driver's eye point of view of things as we go along throughout the night, and then join me on in the booth there when you're not in during your the heat race you're not running. So thank you for joining me.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how well I can concentrate while also discussing what's going on while on track, but I'm always up for a challenge.
Well, you gotta find new and entertaining ways to keep yourself entertained on the track sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And we got a double header tonight, so that'll really make things interesting.
Absolutely. Double header. We're here at Lanier Speedway, and then we're at, Lucas Oil Speedway right after this, I do believe.
That is correct. We will be jumping right over after this race to Lucas Oil for, I think, 35 or 40 laps tonight.
And you did say something in the drivers' meeting here just before this practice opened up, that there's a little bit of an incentive on the line here for these drivers. What was that incentive again?
Oh yeah, this is a little bit of a bonus. Any driver that can possibly win both features tonight here at Lanier and then at Lucas Oil will receive extra 25 bonus points in the Drivers' Championship, which definitely could mean a lot, could change the balance of the point standings with how close it really is.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a couple of weeks ago there was 1 point in it between first and second in the champion. Now there's 12, I believe, if I look, or calculate that.
I'd have to look, double check, but yeah, I mean, with the top 5, it's pretty close. It's all within, I'd say, 50 points, so 25 points could mean a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the points right now. Chris Mills on the points right now, 242 points to his name. You, yourself, Aaron, are sitting 5th place at 195, so less than 50 points between the top 5 at this point. So yeah, those 25 bonus points could go a long way to securing a championship.
Oh yeah, the driver I'm definitely trying to beat week in and week out right now would be Daniel Northcutt or Dawson Contrail. Those are two of the drivers that are closest to me. I got Parker Lucas in 4th, but he's kind of a part-timer.
Yeah, absolutely. We just finished up our practice session here, now hopping into our qualifying. We got a couple cars now coming out onto the track. Chris Mills being the first to make the drive down pit road onto the track by the looks of it. See what these boys can do in single car qualifying to go into our heats with. Chris Mills, as we were saying earlier, is our points leader, putting down a 14.17, but he is the second fastest. Isaac Fox laying down a 14.12 just ahead of him. Jason Smith, Timothy Dunn, Nathan McCutcheon bringing up the top 5 at the moment. Well, McCutcheon has not put a time down as of yet. You see Daniel Northcutt on the track. Northcutt's not exactly a slow driver himself here. Currently sitting 3rd with a 14.19. See if he can improve that. Oh, no, sorry, that was his second lap. So he will be settling down in 3rd at the moment. Then we got Dawson Contrail, one of the 2 Contrail brothers in the race tonight, out for the first of his 2 laps. Coming across the line onto the pole position, 14.01, putting Isaac Fox down into 2nd. So far we've got all but what appears to be 2 cars to have a lap put down at the moment. Garrett Bauer right there moves himself into 3rd place just ahead of Chris Mills, a 14.15. Some pretty quick times at that front of that pack. And our in-race reporter, Aaron Murphy, not having the best of qualifying laps. What happened there, Aaron?
I just wasn't sure exactly where to run. I ran the bottom lap 1, and then I ran kind of up as far as I could before the marbles on lap 2, and just not a whole lot I could do.
Well, sometimes starting from the back, you know, it's just going to help avoid some of the chaos, maybe. But right now, it looks like we're waiting on Hunter Alelovich and Daylon Izard to put qualifying times in, and they do not seem to have opted to take qualifying. So we are getting ready for heat race number 1. I do apologize.
Yeah, they chose. Well, my apologies, Tom. Yeah, they chose to just go ahead and skip qualifying, tag the tail of the heat.
Well, and sometimes if you're not confident at the track, that's the better option to do. But we are now getting ready for heat race number 1 here. I do apologize for the lack of overlays. They are still fighting me. I am not sure what's going on. I'm going to have to find new ones. But heat race number 1 sees Dawson Contrail starting pole position with Garrett Bauer outside of him. Then you have the 77 of Daniel Northcutt, Cody Contrail, in row number 2. And row 3 sees Hunter Alelovich and Timothy Dunn.
And this is going to be a really good heat race. I mean, you got the Contrail brothers in there, Garrett Bauer, Daniel Northcutt, Timothy Dunn, Hunter A. I mean, none of them are any slouches.
No, these are some very, very fast races in this 358 modified car. It's going to be a shootout to see who can take that W there and get the best starting spot in the house here for the feature.
Hey, y'all gonna move?
And it looks like we are coming down the backstretch into 3 and 4, getting ready to come green flag racing into the heat race number 1.
Absolutely, and you see the pace truck pulling off, and the Dawson Contrail getting on that loud pedal, but Garrett Bauer almost held tight with him. Contrail able to clear up, but Northcutt sliding right down to the bottom. He actually makes a little contact with Bauer.
Looks like Northcutt checks up a little bit going into 3. That leaves the lane open for Cody Contrail on the outside.
Ooh, and we got contact.
Oh.
Northcutt and Bauer get together, gets that 77 car right sideways. No caution flag here in the heat races. I do not believe we run cautions, so they're just going to have to live with that.
Yes, sir. We try not to throw any cautions during a heat race. You get involved in an incident, and just go ahead and take it to the trailer, get some repairs done, get ready for the feature.
Give the advantage in that mess up there to Cody Contrail, up 2 positions from his starting spot into 2nd place there. But he is having to contend with that 27 of Garrett Bauer on his inside.
And it's still side by side for the battle for 2nd place. This will be who starts 3rd in the feature. Garrett Bauer with a run on the inside going into turn 3.
But that outside line there on the exit, but we see Garrett just holding on, take 2nd place back away. That outside line does seem to get a little bit better of a run off the corner, but the inside can dive it so much deeper in.
Looks like that inside line still got a little more grip on it than what the outside does. I think once this heat race is over, that inside line and outside line will be about even.
Once they get the track rubbered in a little bit, get that tackiness out of the dirt. You know, like you were saying, they're a little bit tacky right in the middle. Don't want to get your tires in that if you can avoid it, where you see all that darker black stuff. Right where we see our leader going. 8 laps into this race, coming to the white flag this time, I believe. Dawson Contrail in control. Garrett Bauer, Cody Contrail fighting for second here. Hunter Lelovich has moved up a couple places there and taken up 4th place ahead of Timothy Dunn. Daniel Northcutt, after that incident, he pulled off the track and will not finish this heat race.
Through 3 and out of 4, Dawson Contrail, heat race #1 winner, followed by Garrett Bauer in the 27, Cody Contrail in the 22, Hunter A in the 099, and Timothy Dunn in the 03, with Daniel Northcutt rounding out 6th in the 77.
Absolutely. And other than that one small incident between Bauer and Northcutt, a clean heat race to start tonight's events off. Now we get ready for heat race #2 here. Isaac Fox on the point, pole position with Chris Mills on his outside. Row 2 sees Jason Smith in that number 8 car with a 088 of Nathan McCutcheon starting outside of him. Starting in 5th, our in-race reporter Aaron Murphy in that 41 machine with Dalen Izard, who's not on track.
Yeah, it looks like Dalen decided to go ahead and pull the car into the hauler and be done for the night.
Well, that is unfortunate to be able to make it out to start, but not even get really... I don't even think he got a practice lap in tonight.
Nope, think he showed up late and decided to pack it up. Didn't want to risk it. Maybe he'll show up for Lucas Oil here after this.
Well, I hope so. You know, it looks like Dalen is our only Canadian in the field tonight, and as the Canadian broadcaster here, I feel like we need some representation down on the track.
Our brothers to the north.
Alrighty, Aaron Page truck is off with big jump from Isaac Fox on that start. Way out to the lead early, big battle right there from 2nd on through to 5th.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe that will be a jump start on Isaac Fox. He went before the green flag came out, so he will probably be receiving an EOL for the feature.
Most likely, and contact being made there. Nathan McCutcheon and Jason Smith get contact and sends that 8-car Jason around. Right now, Chris Mills out, just edging out ahead of that 94 of Isaac. With you in 3rd there, Aaron. That's a pretty solid run for the first couple laps.
Yep, got a couple spots from, it looks like an incident from the cars that are now in 4th and 5th. They got tangled up on the bottom there, so. Oh, and I'm a little sideways, a little too much wheel going into the corner.
Well, and that's how sensitive these dirt cars are. Like, you got to get that perfect set going into the corner to get maintain the maximum amount of momentum and cornering speed as you can, but it's so easy to either underdo it or overcook it.
I feel like the top of this track is really coming into its own. I feel like the top is finally getting faster than the bottom. The bottom still got some grip, but a little too slick for my liking.
Well, and one of the downsides to running a fixed setup series like this one is that when you have a setup you don't really like, there's not a lot you can do about it. You just have to buck up and run it.
That is correct. It's all in driver skill. All these cars are equal. It's just on how good of a wheelman you are. And sometimes luck does play a big key to it.
Well, if you're a fan of NASCAR in the 2000s, you heard the announcers talk about Lady Luck quite a bit, and that is exactly it with racing. It's about 50% skill, 50% luck.
We are on the final lap here. Looks like Chris Mills is going to walk away with heat race #2. Isaac Fox will end up finishing 2nd, but like I said, will be receiving an EOL for the feature. And I will round out 3rd with Nathan McCutcheon 4th and Jason Smith 5th.
Absolutely. Nice, clean heat race again. Identical to the first one, a very small incident early on. Nothing too serious. Both drivers kept on continuing their race today, or in this heat race, and Everyone just kept it nice and clean, but now we are getting ready for our final warm-up session here. About 3 minutes just to get one last feel of the track before we go into a 40-lap feature for tonight.
I know, but the rule is you gotta have to go after the second half.
See what this track will feel like here in this little warm-up session right before the feature. It's definitely starting to slick off some.
Well, in racing on dirt track, like I said, the cars are a fair bit more sensitive to get in and out of the corners, but the track changes so much itself there. Like, you can even see already just how much more black is on the track from those 2 heat races from where we started tonight.
Oh yeah, I think this track is gonna make for a really great feature. 40 laps here, we got a long way to go. There's grooves on the bottom and the top. That middle slicking off. It's gonna be a really fun race.
Well, one of the biggest things that's going to come for our eventual winner tonight is going to be who can adapt the most to the changes in the track, or the best to the changes the track goes through.
Oh, for sure. Dirt racing, especially on a dirt track, the track changes so much, especially, one lap to the next, it could be completely different. But the start of the race compared to the end of the race, the track is not going to look like it once did.
No, as we see Dawson Contrail being our fastest car so far in our our little warm-up session at just over the halfway point. He's ran a 14.49. They were running 14 flats in the practice session. So even that there shows just how much grip this track has lost.
Oh yeah, definitely lost a little bit of grip as I get into the wall there through coming out of turn 2. But after doing some laps out here, I did about 7 laps. The track feels really good. So I think we're in for a really good, fun feature here tonight at Lanier.
Well, it's going to be 40 laps of some tight, close, door-to-door racing. I don't see the top 5 cars really separating from, just looking at the lap times right now, they're all within about a tenth of a second of each other. So it's just going to be which of the front few drivers can maintain the position the best. Although cautions throughout the night, they can throw a wrench even into the best driver's best laid plans. So there's a lot that can happen yet.
Oh, for sure, especially a 40-lap race, and with how close this field is and competition-wise, I mean, there's a lot of things that could swing this victory to anybody.
Absolutely. And now we are getting ready to start that feature race, gridding up. 12 cars listed on the grid. We will have 11 in reality. But let's take a look at our driver's starting lineup. On pole position, that 21 machine, a winner already in this series, Dawson Contrail, with fellow winner Chris Mills starting in second outside of him. Starting third will be Garrett Bauer in that 27 machine, with Isaac Fox bringing up the outside of row 2. Cody Contrail, Aaron Murphy, row 3. Row 4 sees Hunter Alelovich with Nathan McCutcheon. Starting ninth will be Timothy Dunn with Jason Smith on his outside, and bringing up the back of this pack will be Daniel Northcutt in that 77 machine. As we see the pace trucks start moving, the lights are turning on, the sun is going down. It is going to be a hot, action-packed 40-lap race.
Yep, you got the sun setting in the background, lights are coming on, track looks great. I think we're going to have a fun 40 laps.
From the driver's perspective, Aaron, what is it going to take to win this race? Thinking that you're starting outside of row 2 right now.
To know when the track is changing, know when to run the top, know when to run the bottom. That's going to be the biggest thing, is just the track evolution. And then also knowing when that slider is coming, because these guys love to throw them.
Well, and a slider can go one of two ways. It can go in your favor, or it could end in tears. As we have the pace truck pulling off, fielded in the hand of Dawson Contrail, as there's a weird little jack up going on. I'm thinking that we're going to have to re-rack that one.
Yeah, it appears that the 21 of Dawson Contrail tried to take off before the green flag actually dropped. Now, on the initial start of the races, we go on the flagman. Then if there's a caution, all the restarts are on the lead.
Absolutely, and as one of the racing league owners here, Aaron, you would be the best place to know all the rules, and sitting up there in the catbird seat, it's easy enough for you to call those. As we watch Dawson go to the back, taking the EOL floor, jumping the start.
Yep, and since this is a complete restart, it's on green.
Yeah, and the big advantages to that would be, well, technically everyone on the inside line, but Garrett Bauer now on our pole position.
Initial start is on green, gentlemen. Then all restarts after are on caution. This will be under green.
And you just heard it from Race Control themselves there, the 41, letting these guys know everyone has to get these initial starts under green, or when the green flag flies, not when that pace truck pulls off. As we see it peel off once again.
I said on green.
Nice and controlled.
Sorry about
this
that,
time
Tom.
down.
There's some other drivers talking.
Nice start from that 11 of Chris Mills on that outside row, taking advantage of that run off turn 2 to take the lead away from Bauer. As we see, I'm not quite sure exactly what car that is. Kind of looks like he was blinking a little bit, but Bauer running on the inside there. Aaron Murphy up to second now. Looks like that outside.
Top feels really fast right now, Tom. Just trying to follow Chris. He's the leader. He's got that clean air. Just trying to clear the car on the inside of me.
I was just going to say, looks like that outside line has the advantage so far in this feature race. 4 laps into it now. You just cleared that 21 car or 27 car, but he keeps fighting back down to the bottom. He is not going to try to jump up behind you guys.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting held up a little bit by the 11 car. I feel like I'm faster than him. I just can't make a move on him.
Absolutely, and we got a bit of a hornet's nest a little bit further back here. Nathan McCutcheon, Jason Fish, Cody Contrail, all nose to tail here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place there. You can even throw Garrett Bauer in that.
Yeah, I tried to make a move there, see if I could do anything. The bottom just feels like a little too slow right now. Got to work in the top more to maybe even balance it out.
Absolutely, and for the fans at home, let's hop on board with our in-race reporter, Aaron Murphy, as we ride along with him, see what he sees going around this track, chasing our leader down. Hear just how much that throttle's got to be controlled going through these corners. You can't just use it as an on-off switch. Good hard race for the lead right now, but right now, back a little bit further, Garrett Bauer losing the position to Nathan McCutcheon. Jason Smith right behind him, trying to take a 4th place away from Garrett. In fact, Jason Smith, our biggest mover so far in this race, up 5 positions from his. Well, now he's tied with Nathan McCutcheon. They're both up 5 positions from their starting spot.
Got a real intense battle up here for the lead between myself, Chris, and Nathan.
Absolutely, and as long as this battle here for the top 3 cars continues going on, it will be a 5-car battle before too long. 4th and 5th are not very far behind.
Yeah, it just seems like the fast lane's up top, so it's just single file around here. That's the unfortunate part of dirt racing sometimes.
Well, and the scary thing is you can try dive it way to the inside, try to pull that slide job up, but if you're not guaranteed to clear the car, you're pulling that slider on. As we see Nathan McCutcheon attempt to do it. But the dangers with as tight as you guys are is if you cannot get up in front of that car and pass, you're likely to lose a couple times.
Oh yeah, for sure, or possibly cause a wreck, and nobody out here wants to do that.
We do see that the 088 of Nathan McCutcheon does seem to have some connection issues. He is blinking in and out just a little bit.
And with as I get tapped in the rear by Nathan.
That does spin the 088 around. Caution flag will be out.
What a great start to this feature, though, Tom. I mean, 18 green flag laps. I mean, other than that problem we had on the initial start, I mean, this has been a heck of a race.
Absolutely, and why don't we take a look with the instant replay of what happened between yourself and the 88 car. He gets into the corner.
I couldn't really tell. It looks like he just got in a little too hot.
Well, on our screen, he blinked out right before, so I'm wondering if there was a little bit of netcode involved as well. But he was definitely very tight behind you. Maybe missed the braking point or didn't expect you to brake as early as you did or something happened. But yeah, you made contact and ended up paying the price for it.
Yeah, with the way this track is, Tom, I am all gas, no brakes. So I think he might have just got in a little too hot. I might have got into the corner a little too early and he just wasn't prepared. But it looks like I'm restarting second. If I can get a good restart here, I might be in the catbird seat since I'm restarting on the top.
That outside line so far has been the prevalent line, but Chris Mills is no slouch. There is a good chance he may be holding back just a little bit to save something for later.
He is our points leader for a reason. He knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. You do not get to the top of the leaderboard for no good reason here racing these cars, so...
Oh, we're having some problems up here. Was not expecting that move by the 27, and then I get crushed by the 21.
Well, as long as you don't have any damage, you can take advantage of this restart.
I believe I will have to do a quick repair. I believe I broke my right front.
That is unfortunate with the run you've been having. As the green flag's back in the air. Aaron making more contact with a couple of drivers, trying to stay out of their way. Gets up on the wall, turned around, but is able to turn down and get down to the pits finally. But that will bring the yellow flag back out one more time here. Although, Aaron, that will save you from losing a lap here. We do not count laps under caution, so...
Yeah, that is one benefit about dirt racing, is we do not count laps under caution compared to asphalt racing. So it looks like when we come back to the green, it'll be 20 to go, halfway. Restarting 10th. I've been running up front the whole race, so this will be interesting.
Well, and you've already shown that you've got a little bit of pace in that 41 car, so there's a good chance you can work your way back up through the field with any luck in this last half. But as you just heard Aaron say there, we're at the halfway point roughly of this race. Let's take a look at our lineup as they run at the moment. Chris Mills on the point in the lead. Has been for the majority of this race. Cody Contrail, Garrett Bowers, Daniel Northcutt, Hunter Alelovich, Isaac Fox, Nathan McCutcheon, Timothy Dunn, Dawson Contrail, and Aaron Murphy are our top 10, with Jason Smith bringing up the back of this field. As we get ready to take the green flag one more time here.
Yeah, unfortunately, not sure exactly what happened there. I was trying to clear some penalties for people, and I just got a little too sideways, and looks like we'll just have a complete restart again.
Absolutely, as Chris Mills gets on a good restart there. Little contact between Cody Contrail and Garrett Bauer. Not quite sure what went on there, but Cody Contrail coming out on top of that one as we have a caution back out again.
I believe your replay might be a little bit behind, Tom, because we're coming to 1 to go.
Well, I might have forgotten to click live once we were finished up there. That might have been my bad. But yeah, we are getting ready to go back green flag racing here. And green back in the air. Chris Mills still out in the front here. Big hornet's nest behind. Garrett Bauer in second. Cody Contrail third. Hunter Lelovich making huge moves through the field, coming up to third place. Don't matter where you look on this racetrack at this moment, as we see a lot of action there with Aaron Murphy.
Yeah, I got in the wall there a little bit. Thought I had 3 cars. Got a little wheel damage now, but we're just going to keep her going.
Don't matter where in this pack you look, there's action happening left, right, and center. Chris Mills, the only car not really under direct threat, but you can't even say he's not under direct threat. Jason Smith is right there under. Sorry, I'm not sure what car that was. Cody Contrail, that was Cody Contrail. That is Dawson Contrail we are seeing just ahead of our leader there, but he is at the back of the pack, about to go a lap down by our scoring monitor, so.
Yeah, it looks like the track has evened out now that we've got some more laps in the top and and we got contact in the back.
Big wreck
and I'm
at the
involved
back.
again.
Looks like you and Garrett Bauer got a huge piece of that.
Believe that was on Daniel North's side.
Take a look at our replay to see if we can see what happened. Car in the wall going through 1 and 2, and then he just kicked out right in front of you, Aaron. That would be Garrett Bauer that got into the wall and slowed down, and then just kicked on the wall.
Yep, just couldn't avoid that, but luckily we have 2 quick repairs in this league. So I just used up my second and final one. Restart with 13 laps to go, so we will see what happens.
Yeah. Northcutt was involved, but that was all Bauer. He got up too high in turn 1, got into those marbles there in that cushion, and ended up against that wall. He kind of came off the wall, bounced off the right rear of that 77 car, and that's what ended up turning him around.
And it looks like we are back to green flag racing.
That we are. Chris Mills back out to an early lead here. Cody Contrail on the bottom looking to take it away though. Still side by side at the front. In fact, we see one of our first, I believe that would be our second actually, overall lead change tonight. Under green flag racing anyway. Put the 22 of Cody Contrail to the lead there. Chris Mills just behind him. 099 of Hunter Lelovich. Not far behind that top 2 group there, but he's got company behind him in the form of Jason Smith, and Dawson Contrail already back up there after that restart.
Sounds like we have some unhappy drivers on the race communication. It'll be an interesting conversation after this event.
Well, when are race car drivers ever happy when they're behind the wheel?
Never, unless they're winning.
And even then, you feel like the motor's about to blow, or you got a loose tire, or something's wrong with the car that's going to cost you the lead.
Oh, for sure. That's when you start worrying the most.
Got a great battle right here at the front of the pack, though. Chris Mills, Hunter Alelovich, Cody Contrail. Mills back out to the lead, but there are 3 wide forward positions for a few seconds there. Now look at that right there in the 21 car. Dawson Contrail looking to catch back and get up and into this pack once again. Just took third away from his brother. Now looking to grab second away from Hunter Alelovich.
And we got another caution. Looks like Garrett Bauer and Timothy Dunn spinning on the back stretch.
Absolutely, and let's take a quick look at our replay to see if we can see what happened here. That 0-3 machine, 27 just ahead of him, Garrett Bauer. Both running the lower line there. Timothy looked like he had a lot more momentum going through the corner than Bauer was maintaining. Just made contact with that left rear corner and sent that 27 spinning right around.
Happened right in front of me. Glad I didn't get into the 18. Well, it should be the 088, but his wrap says number 18 of Nathan McCutcheon. Looks like when we come back to this restart, we will have 5 to go. A little 5-lap shootout.
Yeah, see if we can get these final 5 laps in clean.
Yep, restarting single file, so it'll be interesting to see who takes the top and who takes the bottom. I believe the bottom's quicker, but the top still has more momentum.
Absolutely, green flag back out. Chris Mills with a good jump. Dawson Contrail diving to that bottom line in 1 and 2. Gets around the 99 machine of Hunter Alelovich. Now he sets his sights on that lead. If I do remember right, Dawson was last week's winner. Looking to go 2 in a row maybe.
And it looks like Nathan's going to move me out of the way. And then he hits the wall and moves himself out of the way.
Well, you just got to remember that the only thing with a longer memory than an elephant is a race car driver. And what goes around comes around.
Yeah, karma got him real quick.
Well, and there's a big pile up back here in turns 1 and 2, and we got caution back out. We caught that one live. Nathan McCutcheon. I didn't quite see what exactly happened, but big
it
group
looks
of cars.
Looks like my replay that he went in there a little too hot and got the car in front of him turned around.
That's kind of what it looked like. Not sure what car that is that he got into. Had to check up a little bit, and yeah, Nathan just drove right through the middle of that and obliterated everyone. You're saying that race communication was coming alive with lots of unhappy drivers. Well, there's going to be a few more added to the list after that one.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a discussion before Lucas Oil, and might have a couple less cars, but we'll just see. I mean, hopefully their memories are short, and we can just move on and have a good race at Lucas Oil. Every race can't be perfect, unfortunately.
No, even at the top level, if you watch NASCAR Cup Series or World of Outlaw style racing, they have some races where they go absolutely clean right through, and the next one they just can't stay out from behind that pace vehicle.
Yep, it appears Lanier is just one of those nights tonight, and we are back to green. 2-lap shootout.
Chris Mills with a good jump there, but Cody Contrail not letting him get away. Looking to the inside for the lead. White flag in the air this time by. One more time around. Dawson Contrail manages to sneak out just ahead of the 11 car Chris Mills. Hunter Alelovich looking to try to take advantage of Chris being moved up and out of the way. Not quite able to get there, which is 3 and 4 the last time. Dawson Contrail will hold on for the win. Chris Mills second, Hunter Alelovich rounding out the top 3.
Top 3 of the front stretch, please. And the driver's comms are hot.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of discussion happening right now there about the events throughout tonight's race. And I'm going to guess very few of those comms radio action there is going to be stuff that we'd be able to put on the broadcast.
Probably be best if we didn't. Just we never know who's out there watching. But I mean, all in all, I think we had a pretty good race out here. Top three: Dawson Contrell, Chris Mills round out second. Hunter Lilovich is top three. Cody Contrell and Jason Smith rounds out your top five.
Absolutely, it was a good race. Lots of action. Didn't matter where we looked.
If I could get the top three to go back to the Discord, have some meetings with them, and then get ready for Lucas Oil.
Absolutely, as we wait for our top three to get into the broadcast booth here for a post-race interview. And I see we got our third place finisher, Hunter Alelovich. So why don't we bring him up into the booth here with us? Oh, that was an interesting intro there. Hunter, how's it going?
Not too bad. I apologize for that. I didn't realize I was getting pulled this second. My bad, fellas.
Oh, it could have been a lot worse. Hunter, you finished third tonight after a bit of an eventful race there at Lanier. What happened from your point of view?
Uh, um, uh, meaning that it's on air and on broadcast, I'm just gonna keep it kind of short, sweet, and simple. I mean, it was hard racing. However, if there's half a lane and there's only half a lane and you can't even really fit your whole collar in there, you probably shouldn't be fitting or attempting to fit a car in there. I feel like the right front was kind of used a little bit on the left rear to push it up. I watched the replay a little bit before I jumped out of the lobby, but I think there was a lot of hard racing tonight, and a lot of it I feel like was uncalled for. But that's just my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you just have those hard races like Aaron and I were talking about earlier. You got races that run clean right through. You have races where it's nothing but a caution fest. We were bordering more on that caution fest side of that things. Do you think those restarts were helping you out to get through the field, or would you rather see more green flag? Do you think you'd gotten past more with green flag racing?
Um. Yes and no, if that makes sense. Um. It could have helped me or it could have hurt me. There towards the end, the cautions were kind of helping me a little bit. And the way some of the drivers that I usually drive with, I know they're driving, they know my driving. It kind of played into that key as well. I don't like the high side most of the time, and towards the end I felt really hooked up and really connected there on the bottom in 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So yeah, it was a hard win, or not a win. Jeez, it was a hard third place, uh, but well deserved, and I'm glad to be back.
Absolutely, you did a great job out there tonight, Hunter. Hunter. Anyone you want to thank on helping make that car as fast as it was tonight and getting yourself up to a third place finish?
I'd like to thank first and foremost my rap guy Nick. I'd like to thank my dad for starting this passion when I was 16. Without him, I probably wouldn't be into dirt racing as much as I am now. My old lady, she's taking care of both kids right now. Or 3 month or four, almost no, 4 month old. Yeah, 4 month old. And our 3-year old. So without her, I wouldn't be able to join these lobbies. On the occasions that I don't work and get to. Um, yeah. Thank you guys for having me and hosting this. And it's been a journey, and I hope to continue racing with you guys.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on third place tonight, Hunter. We got one more chance to get a better, improved finish tonight.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Alrighty. Well, that was our third place finisher, Hunter Alilovich, in that 099 machine. Why don't we bring our second place finisher now and speak with him,
Our
Mr.
points leader, Chris Mills.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, Chris?
Going.
You led a large majority of that race, but at the end, you just weren't able to hold off that Dawson Contrail. Where did he come from?
I don't know. He was sure fast tonight.
Absolutely was. He managed to catch up to you guys. I think he got helped a lot with the craziness of the cautions there in that last half, but you had a fast machine going on for the first the first 2/3 of the race for sure.
Yeah, I felt pretty good until the end there, those cautions. I'm not the best with restarts, but I felt good until then. The top kind of ran off a little bit at the end, so the bottom opened up, and I wasn't ready for that. So
Well, and Aaron,
Dawson got his nose in there, and then he ended up taking the win the last lap there.
absolutely. Aaron and I, we were talking about how much this track was going to change over the course of the race there, and we saw for the first about third to the half of the race there that the outside line seemed to be the best side. Then all of a sudden, it was like a switch flipped and cars were all over the track.
Yeah, for sure. I felt good on the top, and then I seen Dawson when he first came through under right before the caution. I think it was the second or third caution. He was pretty fast on the bottom. So I moved back down there, and then those restarts killed me.
Well, Chris, anyone you want to thank for helping make that car as fast as it's going out on the track tonight?
Yeah, HRS Forestry, Brian Gardepy for the paint scheme, Carl McCutcheon for the motor, Hoosier Tires. Do it for Dale.
Absolutely. All right, Chris. Well, we got one more chance to speak again tonight. Hopefully, we get the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Congratulations once again on second place.
Appreciate you, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Aaron, what do you say we bring our race winner in with us now to talk with him?
The man of the hour. That is 3 wins in a row for the part-timer, Dawson Contrail, and the only man who has a chance to get that 25 bonus points if he can win Lucas Oil. How you feeling, Dawson?
Man, I made that thing a lot harder than it needed to be.
Oh, for sure. There's a couple of times that you and I got together. I was watching the replay, and one of the restarts looked like Bauer got into me, that bottled me up, and then you got into me in the 3 that put us both in the back, and then the next restart you got me again. That was my fault. But you were able to just fight your way back up there and get the win.
Twice. Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy. Obviously, I made a mistake on the start, jumped to start. Had to go to the back, made up a couple positions, and then there were a couple cautions where I was able to get people on starts. And then I ended up getting damage on the one start. Had to go in the pits. Ended up getting my lap back after I went a lap down. And then was able to just make up positions from there. Made my way to fourth. Was able to get around Cody as he left the inside open. Was doing good on restarts. Was 99 sliding out to the wall, so I was able to get down underneath of him down the front stretch. And then that last start, I mean, I was on his inside. He tried pinching me off the quarter. There was really nowhere I could go, and then 3 and 4, I was trying to keep it pinned to the bottom, but the track was real slick. Ended up making a little bit of contact with him, which I wasn't meaning to do, but we're going for a win there with 2 to go, or white flag, whatever it ended up being. But
Well, in Rubbin's racing, a little bit of contact is fine, as long as they're not door slamming and wrecking each other, right?
I mean, I try not to race like that, but I mean, I was on his inside. He was trying to take away my room. I was trying to take that room. I mean, racing.
Absolutely, and it was very entertaining for the fans to watch tonight, Dawson. I'm sure you got a few sponsors you want to thank for making that car go quick out there tonight and taking that checkered flag.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Black Shadow Speed Labs, Control Tile Lab, Check Racer Apps, Betts Performance, Lucas Performance, uh, Cool Mitchell Sets, Cool Mitchell Wraps. I'd like to thank Night Courts, Restaurant and Lounge, RX Fit. I'd like to thank T. Will for fixing my car, T. Will and Jameson Yak Mac for fixing my car in the pits when I junked it onto one start. I'd like to thank Cody, Isaac, and JR for giving me good spots to help me get back to the front, and keep trying to keep me calm when I definitely was not calm. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for watching the stream and cheering me on from the living room.
Nothing better than mom and dad support.
Oh yeah.
#1 fans right there.
Also, them coming in my room trying to tell me something on Facebook while I'm in the middle of the race.
Something you never see in real life.
3. So that is 3 in a row for you, Dawson. Do you think you got what it takes to go 4 in a row and sweep the night?
Well, if I did what I did in this race, I don't know, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, Dawson, with tonight's win, that's going to close the gap a little bit on Dawson Contra, or on, Dawson Contra. We're speaking with you right now on Chris Mills, but if you go ahead and win tonight, that extra bonus 25 points, that's going to, do some good towards the championship for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So that
Especially,
will probably
I don't
move
know
you to
what
the lead.
I don't know what the point system's like, but with me qualifying pole, winning the heat race, and then leading the last 2 laps of the feature, the most important laps, I mean, pretty much swept this one, so I got the most points I could out of it. My opinion, I should have got held charger too because I drove from the back twice.
Well, that was from your mistake on the initial start, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was my screw ups to put me in the back, but I don't know how I was able to win that.
Yeah, you just wanted the extra challenge for the back to front. You just had to do it the hard way.
Yeah, I definitely made it challenging on myself. Let's hope the next one isn't as hard.
Oh, let's hope not. Well,
I'm pretty good at Lucas though, so we'll see what happens.
But well, Dawson, we appreciate you, and we'll be seeing you here in a few minutes at Lucas Oil.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for putting on the race and everything.
All right, Aaron. Well, that'll bring us to a wrap on race #1 tonight. What do you think we can expect in race #2?
Well, if we see the same kind of thing in race #2, I think we're going to see some more tempers flaring. That's one of the things about a doubleheader is you don't forget so quickly 1 week to the next when you have a race immediately 10, 15 minutes after the first one.
Absolutely. And we had an action-packed race tonight for race #1. I hope race #2 is just as action-packed, but with a little less excitement, we'll see.
Oh, for sure. And Lucas Oil being a bigger track, will widen out a little bit more, and it'll just be interesting to see who's got what it takes to compete at Lucas Oil. It'll be interesting to see if Dawson can sweep the night, go for 4 in a row here in the Mayhem Tour, and get that extra 25 bonus points.
Well, we're definitely going to have to watch and pay attention to that car and see where he can put himself.
Oh, for sure. He will definitely be on my radar during the heat race and features. But you ready to run it back one more time tonight, buddy?
I'm going to do my best.
So, well, it looks like I will have the next one started in about 15 minutes, I'd say. So I'm going to shoot for around 10:15, 10:20 Eastern time.
Alrighty, well, folks that are still watching us, you just heard the man himself say about 15 minutes he'll have the next session up. So I would say at about 20 we will have the broadcast going. So keep your eyes out for the broadcast for race number 2 tonight, and join us then.
That was fun.